Hi everybody, it's Birdie. Welcome back to my channel at Positive Bluebird. I apologize, I was not able to do Monday night game night. I and my son were working really hard on trying to upload my arts and crafts video last night with some editing, and that took several hours. He is still trying to figure it out, so I apologize. And plus, I've been a little under the weather today. It is now a little after 6. I'm just not feeling so good, and I'm pretty sure it's from the giant bug bites. And I'll show you. Sorry for my scratchy voice. I'll show you. There's one. This is actually 2 bug bites in one. And then he bit me on the side of my face somewhere. In a couple of spots. That's the one that I smushed on my face. I got a few on my arm, but I've got some medicine stuff covering it up. So, yes, it will mess with your autoimmune diseases, that's for sure. And guys, before we start, I have been ticking and stuttering quite a bit. My kidney diseases are a little bit elevated, and I know this because when you go to the bathroom, there's evidence such as blood and protein. So I'm not going to get into gory details, but I'm just hanging in there and spent most of the day just laying like broccoli and mashed potatoes on the couch watching old school TV, and you know, so anyway, this game is called Marry, Date, or Dump, and some of you have probably played it before. Okay. I am not advertising or, you know, recommending or whatever. I just love this game. It's super simple, super easy. All you're doing is you're reading 3 people's names. They are generally actors or actresses or famous people or authors or singers. And you choose who you want to marry, who you want to date, and who you want to dump. Super easy. All right, let's start with the first one. LL Cool J, Marky Mark, Snoop Dogg. I think I would marry Marky Mark. I would probably date Snoop Dogg, and I would dump LL Cool J. Sorry, dude. Oh my gosh. Dr. Dre, Andre, and Big Boy, B-O-I. I don't know who these people are. I know who Dr. Dre is, so I'm going to skip that one because I don't really know. Okay, this is a good one. Marry, date, or dump. Paul McCartney, John Lennon, George Harrison. If John Lennon was still around, God rest his soul, I would marry him because he was awesome. I would date Paul McCartney, and I'm sorry, but I would dump George Harrison. He's not my type, and may he rest in peace as well. All of them were excellent singers, so again, I'm not promoting anybody or whatever you want to call it. Some of these I don't know, so I have to skip them, you guys, okay? Jerry Seinfeld, Jim Carrey, Will Ferrell. I'm sorry, but I would dump Jerry Seinfeld. It's not my type. I would probably marry Jim Carrey because he's hilarious. And I would probably date Will Ferrell because he's hilarious. John Travolta, Nicolas Cage, Tom Hanks. I would marry John Travolta because he's cute. And I would date Tom Hanks because he's funny and I love his movies. And I would probably dump Nicolas Cage because I'm not a big fan. I'm sorry. Don't hate me. Okay. This looks like a category. Marry, dump, or date an actor, athlete, or an author. I would definitely marry an actor because you can go to the Golden Globes and walk the red carpet and be beautiful for the day and try on all that wonderful clothing and jewelry. I would probably date an athlete because I've got big muscles. I'm sorry to say this, but I would dump an author because I'm terrible at reading. I don't read anymore. I try to. I have trouble and I get lost. Okay, this one's pretty cool. Tom Cruise, Christian Slater, Ben Affleck. I would dump Ben Affleck because, I don't know, I think his acting is kind of boring. I don't know. I'm sorry. I would totally marry Christian Slater because he's really, he's hot, especially back in the 80s. I think he's about my age. I don't know. Tom Cruise, I would date, not because of certain beliefs, which I won't go there, but he's cute. Okay, we have Nicolas Cage again, Matt Dillon, and Johnny Depp. Oh, sorry. I would definitely marry Johnny Depp. I'm like, getting all like... I don't care if I'm 43 and he's 51. He's gorgeous for his age. Okay, I would totally marry Johnny Depp. I would date Matt Dillon. He's pretty cute. Great movies, too. Sorry, Nicolas Cage, I have to dump you again. Some of these people I don't know. Oh, jeez. Bill Clinton, Dan Quayle, George Stephanopoulos. Oh, gosh. I definitely will dump Bill Clinton. Maybe date Dan Quayle. And maybe marry George Stephanopoulos. I'm trying to remember who he is. Okay, this is a cool one. Batman, Superman, or Spider-Man? I would marry Batman. And wait. No, I'm going to take that back. I would marry Superman. Sorry, again, I just... Kent Clark, whatever you want to call him. Oh my God, he was gorgeous back in the day, you guys. And I would date Batman, and I'm sorry, Spider-Man, but you gotta go. Some of these are like rap singers or something. I don't know. Don't know who that is. Don't know who that is. Don't know who that is. Okay, this is from South Park. And you guys, there's a quick little story on that. Real quick. When I worked at the Olive Garden a long time ago, I worked for a total of 6.5 years up until my 5th month of my pregnancy. So we're talking, if my son is 16.5, you do the math of how long ago it was. And I worked with a woman, and I'm not going to name her name, but at the time, you know, I was like in my early 20s and... yeah, mid-20s, something like that. And I think she was in her 50s. And she had an older teen who would come into the Olive Garden to eat and just visit his mom after school. Then he went to college, and she would talk to me all the time, you know. And she told me that her son and his buddies were working on screenplay writing and all kinds of stuff in college, okay? They were... drawing pictures. They were just writing stories, you know, the whole bit. Later on, she told me that her son and his 2 or 3 buddies were the creators to the cartoon South Park. Now, for several months, I didn't know what they were talking about. Like, South Park, why are they naming it South Park? South Park is an actual little cul-de-sac neighborhood out in Littleton, Colorado, where I grew up. And it's maybe a few miles down on County Line west of the restaurant. Because there's a giant sign that says South Park. And I'm like, and there's houses and stuff back there. So later on, I did ask her, are they naming it after that cul-de-sac or that neighborhood? She goes, yeah, that's where we live. So that's a little tidbit about South Park, the cartoon. Now, she did say that she doesn't watch it too much because of the vulgarities, and she said that they had to clean it up a little bit on the show. I saw maybe 1 or 2 episodes, and I'm like, boring, sorry, no offense, but yeah. So, I don't know if her son plays a particular character. There's Cartman, Kenny, and Kyle. And being that I don't know these characters, I'm going to have to pass, so I'm sorry. Elvis Presley, James Dean, Muhammad Ali. Oh, this is good. I would definitely marry Elvis Presley. I would date James Dean. I'm sorry, Muhammad Ali. I'd have to dump you, and I'm sorry. Rest in peace. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sure you were a cool guy. I know you were. Oh, gosh. This one's funny. And I have to take a sip of my coffee. Sorry, guys. I don't want it to get cold. Tom Arnold. Carrot Top. Rodney Dangerfield. And I believe Rodney Dangerfield died. I'm sorry, but I'd have to dump Rodney Dangerfield because he was a little too much for me. He was funny, but he was way over the top for me. I don't know, you guys. Carrot Top seems very interesting. So maybe I would date him because he's kind of goofy and silly and has red hair like me. Maybe I would marry Tom Arnold because I want to get the scoop on his ex-wife, Roseanne Barr. Because she was funny. I liked that TV show, Roseanne. I don't care what anybody says. Okay, Will Smith, Denzel Washington, Sidney Poitier. Oh, wow. These are good. I would marry Denzel Washington, and I would date Sidney Poitier. I think he's still around, isn't he? Oh, he was a great actor. Will Smith, I'm sorry, there's a little drama connected to your name on stuff. Gotta dump ya. Pretty good actor, but gotta dump ya. Don't need any more drama. That one's... Another one's the same one. Simon Cowell, Paul Simon, Simon Le Bon from Duran Duran. Oh my gosh. I would totally... I'm sorry, but I would have to dump Paul Simon. You're cool and everything, but not my type. And you're really old now. But you're still rocking. I love that about you. But I would marry Simon Le Bon from Duran Duran. Because I want to be back in the band. Simon Cowell, I would date. Because that guy is hilarious. And you know what? We're exactly alike. I would hit that X a few times on people. David Bowie. Rest in peace. Mick Jagger. Steven Tyler. Oh gosh, these are all good. These are all good. Okay, I would have to dump Steven Tyler. I'm sorry. You're cool and everything. I like your music, but I'd have to dump you. I'm sorry. Mick Jagger, I would date. And if David Bowie was still around, rest in peace, I would marry him because he was awesome. And I love his two different colored eyes. Did you know that I have 2 different colored eyes too? I know you're staring at them. Sometimes it's hard to see. But one of my eyes, and depending on my camera, which direction it's, if it's like aiming at me or if I have it turned this way. I don't know which eye it is, but one of them is darker than the other. But they are blue-green hazel. Would I marry a couch potato, workaholic, Mr. Mom, or would I dump any of them? or date any of them. You know, I would dump the couch potato. I would marry the Mr. Mom, and I would date the workaholic. Oh, this is cool. Joey, I can never say his name, Fatone from NSYNC. Nick Leahy from 98 Degrees. Wait, is that Lackey? Latchy. Because my last name is Lackey. What?
Thank you for the popsicle. I'm sorry I didn't say that.
Oh, you're fine. No problem. You're welcome. She didn't know I was filming. It's all good. So would I marry Joey Fatone? Am I saying these names right? Fatone from NSYNC. Nick Leahy or Leachy from 98 Degrees. Or Nick Carter from Backstreet Boys. Wow. I would marry Joey Fatone from NSYNC. And I would date Nick Carter from Backstreet Boys. And Nick Leahy, I'm going to have to dump you from 98 Degrees. I'm sorry, because I don't even know who you are. Maybe I do. Alright guys, I'm going to do a couple more. Marry, date, or dump Alice Cooper, Ozzy Osbourne, or Marilyn Manson. Oh my god. I'm sorry, but I would dump Marilyn Manson. Love his music. Some of it. It's a little creepy. But some of it's pretty cool. Okay, but I have to dump you because you're a little bit too creepy for me. Ozzy Osbourne, I would date because I want to know a lot about his life. I've been to a couple of his concerts and they were awesome at Red Rocks. Alice Cooper, I would marry because that guy is awesome. Oh, here we go. Okay, another story time. Really quick. Clint Eastwood, Paul Newman, or Robert Redford. Okay. When I was at my mom's house many, many years ago, we were going through some old photos in a box. And I saw one with two actors that I recognized. Clint Eastwood and the guy that played Goober. Not Gomer Pyle, but Goober. I think it was his friend at the gas station. Excuse me. And they were both wearing short shorts, like jogging shorts. And it looked like a really old photo. And they were holding babies, like young children. I was like, Mom, you know, what is this? Why do you have this? Is that Clint Eastwood? And she goes, yeah. And I go, where was this taken? Out here in Colorado, or out in Littleton, which is an hour and a half away from here, where I grew up, there unfortunately was a woman who was jogging at the reservoir that was on a trail. And she, I believe, was left for dead. I won't go into detail, but they named the park after her, called DeCovent Park. And now it's owned by Goodson Rec Center. And the picture is showing the tennis court where my son actually had played and practiced at one summer with, when I put him in like summer camp stuff for sports. So he was on the actual tennis court that Clint Eastwood and Goober were standing on. Now, those two children in the photos were my oldest brother and myself. Clint Eastwood was holding me and Goober was holding my brother. It was so cool. I'm like, oh, I wish I had that photo with me right now, but unfortunately my mom hasn't talked to me for a long time and I don't know where that photo is in her home, so. But anyway, I would marry Clint Eastwood. I know he's been, you know, around the block a few times, but hey, he's cool. Love his movies. And I would date Robert Redford, and I'm sorry, I would dump Paul Newman. And I think he passed away too, and I'm sorry. Rest in peace. Oh my gosh. Okay, here's the last one. Okay, for the Brat Pack of the 80s. Judd Nelson from The Breakfast Club, Anthony Michael Hall, or Andrew McCarthy. Marry, date, or dump. Okay. I would marry Judd Nelson because in that movie he was hot. I don't care if he was a bad boy, but he was hot. And I would... Now, I don't think Andrew McCarthy was in that movie. Why would they put that in here? He was in that other movie. Yeah, because that was Emilio Estevez that was in the movie The Breakfast Club. But anyway, I would date Andrew McCarthy from St. Elmo's Fire. And I'm sorry, but I would have to dump Anthony Michael Hall. I'm sorry. Very sorry. You're cute and all and sweet. I'm sorry. Alright guys, that is it on Marry, Date, or Dump. I hope you had fun with me this evening. I'm going to go check on our potato casserole with little bits of chicken and cheese. I'm excited to eat it and hang out with my son. So you guys, thank you all so much for being my huge support here at Positive Bluebird. If you like this, please put a like down in the comment section. I have dismantled the like button for a little bit. But please leave me a positive comment if you thought this game was funny. If you have any other game ideas, I might check Ryland's room because he's got a few game ideas for next week. But yeah, I might do some more trivia at some point. So I'm going to go and kick my feet up and relax the rest of the night. I love you guys so much. Stay epic, stay cool, peace out, and stay positive.